Hey, hello programmers. This is SRINIVAStheDEVELOPER the developer from the developer channel. Today we are going to solve the SKIDMARK Daily challenge of 23rd July 2021. Here, this is the problem they have given here. Function get even length words. The program must function must accept a string value which represents n number of words separated by space. Those things are passed to some function. In that function, we just need to return only the uh, words having even length count. Here, in this case, the number having a length of 6, so it's a even count word. So we have to print that one. 1 and 2 have a 3 characters, so we don't have to print that. We can skip that. 4 and 5 have the count of 4, which is nothing but a even length. We have to print that. 8 have a length of 5. It's a odd one, so we don't have to print that. We can skip that. After printing 4 and 5, we just need to print 11 because it has a character length of 6. So that's the logic behind this problem. And if we have no number of words which are having a even length character, we just need to return -1. So let's say in a programmatical way. Here, this is the code they have already defined here. Character with a string of 1001. So the words should be in a length of 1001. And inside this, they have created a scanf and they have get the values with the space. This what except new line function will use it to get the input with the spaces. If we don't do that, if we just give something called ampersand percentage yes, it won't accept spaces. It will skip the word after spaces. After that, they have created a bounded array which will contain the size and the two-dimensional word. This function they have called this function. We have to return the value for this br array. Finally, they are printing the words inside this index. So they are not giving a condition like if the size of binary array is 0, we have to print -1 like that. So we have to make a binary array size of 1 always, and we have to return -1 if there is no words. Return the even count words if they are available. So let's do that. First, we just need to create a bounded array structure. For that, I'm using bounded array star array. In this array, we will contain the even array. Okay, so it will be even array. This even array will have the size of bounded array pointer. Bounded array pointer. So we have to typecast the allocated size into the data type of bounded array. We can skip that part, but it's a good way to write a clean code. So this even array is allocated for the bounded array with the data type of bounded array. Now it's time to set up the spaces. Even array of size equal to 0. Even array of words. Since this is a double pointer variable, it's represent two-dimensional array. For that, we just need to allocate the size for I. After that only we can allocate the size of inner value. So I'm allocating the size of outer bound, which is nothing but I. Words equal to, it's in a data type of character array, or it's a raw data, so we don't have to put this here. Malloc of size of character array into the given size of the string length of str. So now we have allocated the size for words of I. Whenever we need in a value, we can allocate the size of words for j. Okay, now it's time to do the operations. We just need to find the words having a even length right? So for that I just need an integer value called counter. Counter initialize to 0, and whenever we found a word, or whenever we have found a space, it's just another word, right? Number is not joined with 1. So whenever we found a space, we just need to make a index of the starting values. So for that I'm using a value called index equal to 0 initially, because we are starting from here, right? After that we just need to iterate the words. Before that, they are not passing, we are splitting words by spaces, right? So if we found a space here, we can set a range from here to here as a single word, and if we found a space here, we can set a range from O to E as a single word. But for lemon there is no space after this, so for that we just need to create the space manually. How we are going to do that? Just simply str of string len, which will give you the last position or last index, string index of str, equal to, we are overriding this with space. So now we have added space at the last. It's time to str of string len of str equal to null value. So in this line, if we are passing a value something like this, ABC, it just stored in a character array like this, A, B, C, after that a null space like this. So if we are getting a character size of this value, it will return 3 because it won't count the null space. So we are overwriting this null space with the space, and then we are adding one more null space here like this. So now the string value became like this. That's what we need, right? So after doing all this operation, now our string is ready to go for the iteration. For int I equals to 0, I smaller than str len of string, which was passed there, I plus plus, if counter, no, if str of I is equal to space, and if the counter variable counter modulo 2 equal to 0, if we found a even length word, we just need to return that, right? We can store the word even array of words of even array of size equal to, we have to create a size for this one, right? Character array data type of size malloc of size of character array into 101. I'm just recording this value. We can do something like the counter length. Sometimes it might take some extra space, so I'm fixing with the 101. If you want to reduce the space, if you are care about the space, you can give something like counter. But I'm sticking with 101. After we allocating a space, it's time to store the value, right? For that I'm using a special method called string n copy of, this will contain 3 parameters or 4. First one is destination, where to store the value. We just need to store the value in even array of words of even array of size, and then which value should be stored. We just need to store the string value, right? str from the index of the index we have stored here. So if I do that, if I just specify the str, it always start with n. You don't go for O, T, F, F like that. So that's why we have increment the, or we have hold a separate index which will contain the index of O. So we just going to directly with the 1 and 2 like that. str plus index, and how many words it should be stored. For that we have a counter, right? Counter. So it will store a value of string from the given index up to the length, given length. It will copy the value to the words array. So we will have separate words. After all this operation, we have to, whenever you have found a space, the counter value should be 0. Counter equal to 0. And also we have to change the index, right? Index equal to I plus 1, because we don't need a space. We just need a character of the after the space. So the index value will be I plus 1 and counter will be reinitialized to 0 whenever we found a space. If the counter is even length, we just need to copy the value. That's it, I guess. Yeah, we have to increment the size after the allocation. Once it all done, we just need to return array, which is nothing but an even array. So I'm saving this and I'm gonna run for it. I have no idea how many errors I'm going to get. gcc main.c. What? Since I have okay, I'm feeling proud of myself. That's great. Let's execute this problem. So I have passing a word, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just need a 4 and 5 value, right? Instead of that, we are getting something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's working for all the cases, isn't it? That's because I have never ever incremented the counter variable. So counter variable is always 0. So 0 is always even. So it just declare or allocate the size of string with the size of 0. So that's why we are getting that kind of random variable. So if the word is not space, we just need to increment the counter. Counter plus plus. That's a logical error. That's not compilation error. So I take that one. So let's again execute the problem. gcc main.c and time to execute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should get 4 and 5, but instead of that we are getting nothing, but the size is allocated, which means we have done something terrible here. Okay, I just want you guys to laugh terrible and most weirdful at this code on me. Yeah, you have to do that, because instead of putting I plus 1, I have done I plus I, which just caused me to find out this single dummy error or some logical or typo error. It just cost literally 35 plus minutes, bro. It's 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 unbearable. Okay, finally it's time to gcc main.c and executing this problem. 1, 2, 4, 5, 3 and 9. We got 4, 5, 9. Wow, that's awesome. But we are not yet done. Clear screen, executing the same problem. 1 and 2. We should get -1, right? For that, we just need to do something called if uh, even array of size is equal to 0, then even array of words of size even array of size equal to size plus equal to -1. So if we have saved that and run this program, we will get the proper output. Like for 1, 2, we got -1, and for 1 to 9, we got 9. So that's it, guys. That's it for today's video. Here, this is the code for your review. Hope you like and enjoy this video. If you do that, just show your support via comments and sharing. That's it, guys. Uh, Hope we will meet soon with something else tomorrow. Until then, bye.